Hello. How are y'all, Flamingo Cantina? What was that? Hey, patio. Hey, come on down. Come on down. Things are happening. We're talking about stuff. So I have a question. If it is your first time at a TXNORML meeting tonight, raise your hand. If it's your first time. Oh, thank y'all for coming. If you are a member of TXNORML, raise your hand. Yeah. I know there's some more upstairs too. If you are on the board. All right. So thank you to everybody that just raised your hands, because either you are started on your path to helping change the law in Texas, or you are actively helping us. So thank you all very much for being here tonight. So we're going to start, since it's back to school, we're going to kind of do a back to basics tonight. Because really, the time to introduce legislation starts in November. Why we have to change the laws the way we do. Back in 1997 in San Marcos, there was a local ordinance that was going really well. It looked like it was going to pass, and it was to legalize medical marijuana. And some people decided to go and smoke at the city hall steps. They got arrested. It didn't go well. And that alerted the people at the Capitol, hey, these local municipalities are able to change the drug law. So we want to do something about that. So in the session in 1997, they passed a bill that said that the drug laws in this state can only be changed at the state level, not the local level. So it took all of the control and put it at the Capitol with the state representatives and the state senators. So this is why it's really important that you have meetings with your legislators. This is why it's really important that you vote for people who have similar. To give us a starting point, because the DPS and all of these agencies are putting together rules and regulations about how these low THC dispensaries and grows are going to work, how patients are going to register. So there's an infrastructure that's being built, but it's a bill that needs voting, right? That's what's coming up next, because as of October 11th, you need to be registered to vote. That's the deadline. So October 11th, make sure you have your voter registration card filled out and sent in. And then there's going to be early voting from October 10th, or I'm sorry, October 24th to November 4th. And that's if you want to beat the rush.
On election day, that is what I suggest you do. And then actual election day is going to be on November 8th. So Texas law back in 2012 decided since we have to rely on these legislators and they're elected to office, then we need to have a voter guide about marijuana policy. And so ever since 2012, we've been putting this voter guide together. This year we did an additional step.
Voter guide and now a general election voter guide. And we're going to be releasing it on October 1st. So at the next open meeting, you'll be able to come an appendix, and that's going to have the voting record of all incumbents so that you can take that into account.
What cannabis bills from last session do they vote for or vote against? Because we have like 12 bills. So there's a lot to keep.
The session, we're going to have another training here in Austin. But to prepare the rest of the state, we're having some targeted trainings. So we're doing them in cities that have representatives that are on committees that see our bills or are influential in other ways. So we're making sure that the people and the constituents in this area have a little bit of some in-depth training so they can really talk knowledgeably on the subject, because that's super important. But in between now and January, if you'd like, you can go online to TXNORML.org and watch the whole training from last session. Once you feel prepared to go in, make an appointment with your legislator. It may be with a staffer, perhaps a legislative I can't say that word. Perhaps a legislative director is what I was trying to say. And after the meeting is over, you bring your resources on whichever your point is. Make sure you stay on message. If you're there to talk about your condition and why you need medical cannabis, try to stay on the medical cannabis message. If you want to talk about why we shouldn't arrest 70,000 Texans at the cost of $10,000 per arrest, stay on that message. So you pick your topic and kind of stick to that. And they'll probably have questions. Make notes and follow up promptly. Because you'd be surprised how much constituent direct interaction can affect legislation. Because then they can't say, I don't know any constituents that support that type of policy. And sometimes with the right information, you can even get them to agree to sign on to legislation or to look into those policies. So it's really important to do. Then during the legislative session, it's going to be important if you plan to participate in the hearings, because there will be hearings for the bills as they go through the process, the very long and convoluted legislative process. Go ahead and prepare a 3-minute testimony. Whenever they're taking testimony, public testimony on the bills, they limit you to 3 minutes. So just go ahead and get your facts together, get your thoughts together, time yourself. Go ahead and be prepared so you're not stressing out right beforehand. And then you need to find out, well, how do you know there's a hearing for a bill, right? There's a website called MyTLO that you can sign up for, or you can go to our table over here and sign up for our newsletter. Our newsletter will do action alerts on bills. It will let you know a certain representative or senator that you may need to call to prompt to take an action on a bill. So that's how we let you know about alerts and legislation. So sign up over there so we can keep you informed. So, goals. What do we need to change in Texas besides just like most of it, just like all of that right there? We'll start with medical. So like I was saying, the teacup, very limited, only CBD oil for one condition. And it also has the problematic issue of using the terminology prescription versus recommend. So number one, to make even what we have now function, we have to change prescribe to recommend. So that's priority number one, to even get the patients that are supposed to have it the medicine. And then we need to add conditions, because it's only one condition. Ideally, it would be up to a doctor to decide who should be prescribed cannabis. And to change the ratios, because it's extremely low THC and high CBD oil, and only oil, that's going to be legal starting next September. So we need to make sure that all the different strains of cannabis are accessible, and all the different products, because different symptoms may be better with a salve or a spray or an oil or something like that. So it depends on your condition. You should have access to whatever your doctor thinks you should use. So a lot of doctor's discretion there, right? And the Republicans actually support that in their new state planks for their political party. So we can use that as a guideline saying, this is actually what the Republican Party has requested. And then we also want to work on the civil penalties bill again. Representative Moody out of El Paso plans to submit the same bill as last time. It would take an ounce or less, and it would turn it into basically a traffic ticket. It would be a $250 fine, no criminal history. That bill went really far last session, had 40 co-authors. So I think that it looks good if we work hard, right? So we can't lose any momentum. We have to keep on that. We had bills for research and also for industrial, and they didn't go very far. And so helping activate and mobilize farmers would be helpful during the session. So that would be something that we should look into. And then lastly, also retail adult use. You know, why should anybody be criminalized, period, for deciding to choose a safer alternative of consumption? I think that whichever one of those you agree with, come and help us with that. We need help to have that happen during the session. And that means each and every one of you tonight, please make sure you find out who your representative is and reach out to them, even if it's just an email or a call. It's very important that they know where you stand, especially before the election, because this is actually when they're most responsive to constituent feedback. So this is a really important time to engage. I want to talk about a couple important dates coming up. So we talked about November 8th is the election day. Well, November 14th, they start pre-filing. If you pre-file your bill, you have a much higher likelihood of getting it through this whole, all the flaming, loops and hoops. Because there's usually about 10,000 bills that are introduced every year. So you want to get ahead of the game on getting in and starting through the process. And then on January 10th is the actual first day of the session. But for only being in session for 140 days, they sure do spend the first month just like recognizing people and having ceremonies instead of, working on the bills. So do expect that. The real work will probably be starting in February. So that's whenever you'll start having hearings being scheduled, depending on, how your bill is moving through. We're going to be holding 2 different legislative briefings for staffers. We're going to be holding one on medical marijuana and also the one on the civil penalties, which would the bill by Representative Moody. We're going to be doing the activist training in January. We're also going to be doing another Citizen Lobby Day. We had over 300 people at the last Citizen Lobby Day. Pretty amazing, you guys. I remember the first lobby day that I went to was 25 people, and it was really small. So 300 people was amazing, and it went very, very well. In addition to that, we're going to be having a patient-specific lobby day and a veteran-specific lobby day. So if you want to also participate in those, I encourage you to. We'll also have educational exhibits down in the hearing hallway. So there's a corridor. It's called, the underground hallway, I guess. I don't know. And you go down there, and that's where all of the hearings take place. And you can set up exhibits in this hallway about your bills, and you can have people sit there and talk to people and engage with them about the bill that you are wanting to talk about. And so we're going to have one for medical marijuana, and we're also going to be having one for the civil penalties. So we're going to be having 2 different exhibits where legislators are walking every day going to their hearings. Yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. And then on top of that, in March, that is the last chance to file a bill. So that's going to be make it or break it. If your bill's not in by March, it's not going to happen for you. And then the end of the session is May 29th. So it's very short and intense. So definitely make sure you're signed up to our alerts because it can move quickly. They're only required to give 72-hour notice on a hearing. So that's 3 days. So technically, they only have to give you 3-day notice on a hearing coming up. So that's why I encourage you to go ahead and write up that testimony if you plan on being there so that you're already prepared. So that is the too long, didn't read version of the activist training. It was still kind of long, but I appreciate y'all coming here to learn how you can have a significant impact in what's happening because 2017 is going to be a very, very important session. So next, we're going to be moving on to we're going to have our lovely Miss Dawn Brooks. She is the coordinator for our Senior Alliance, and she's been with the board for several years. Here she comes. Dawn is going to tell us about a really awesome, compassionate group that she's putting together.
I made it. I made it. The last time I was here, I didn't have another knee. Since I was here the last time, I had a knee replacement and a shoulder replacement. Don't get old, guys. You know, it's not good. Anyway, who's coming back from semester break? Anybody here? Semester break upstairs? No? Yeah? No? Anyway. What's that? Oh. Well, anyway, we welcome you, and thank you all for being here. As Jack said, my name is Dawn Brooks, and I'm on the board of directors, and I'm the Senior Alliance Coordinator. So just as a point of reference, how many people here have heard of or known somebody who have had cancer? Can you raise your hand? Okay. Yeah, really, no kidding. All right, so of all of those people who raised their hands, how many know of women who have been affected? See? I'm telling you, guys. Upstairs, too. I'm telling you. Okay, so keep that in mind because, I want to say about 4 or 5 months ago, I was thinking about all of the women that I knew that had cancer and all of the women who were in normal and all of the women who are either going through treatment or have gone through treatment or unfortunately have succumbed to cancer. And over the last, I'd say year and a half, I know there's just too many women that I have heard of that have affected. So I got thinking, and it in and of itself is dangerous when I start to think, but I got starting to think about all of these women who are in a position where they're going through treatment, or they want more information about cannabis treatment, or they want to network with other women, or they're a caretaker and they don't know anything about cannabis law or anything about cannabis use. So I got thinking, I said, there really needs to be a group for this. So I put together a proposal, we got through the board, and then I wrangled 2 or 3 women from the board. Bless their hearts, they've dealt with me. But so bottom line is, starting September 17th, we are starting the TXNORML Women's Cancer Support, Wellness and Support Group. So what that means is we'll be meeting once a month, and it'll be up at the Millwood Library up on Amherst. It's going to be north. Hopefully next year we'll be traveling and going to another library. So what the primary purpose of the group is to make sure that no woman who is going through cancer, who wants information about alternative therapy, can get it. And we also want to make sure that women are able to network with other women who are going through the same condition, are in the same process of going through the condition, maybe a caretaker, somebody who wants to learn more about alternative treatment for cancer. This is we're starting to talk to doctors. It's a real touchy subject because it's a state. But the fact of the matter is, there's a lot of people who want this information, and there's nowhere to go. So we're going to make it a safe place for women to get together on a monthly basis to talk about cannabis, to talk about what they're going through, to share their experiences, So that's what we're going to do. So, like I said, the first meeting September 17th. We got some speakers lined up for the remainder of the year. We have a woman coming in who had, I think she had colon cancer and ovarian cancer, and she does massage and healing work. She's going to be at our October meeting. November, we're having thanks, making sure that everybody gives thanks for what they're doing, and sometimes it's weird. You know, you can have a really bad thing happen, something can come. December, we've lined up a woman from Oregon who's going to Skype in, and she's going to tell us all about what's going on in Oregon with their medical treatment plans. She's a registered nurse, and she also runs a cancer program for herself up in Oregon. So we've got a lot of really good things going on. So please, 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 if you know of someone, a woman specifically, we talked about doing a mixed group, and for now we're going to keep it with women. We may open it up to a men's group too. We're not sure. We just want to make sure that we're reaching folks. So please spread the word. We have a Facebook page. We also can be accessed through the TXNORML page. And is there anything else, Betty? I think that's it. I appreciate your listening, and please, please, please spread the word. And we're hoping that we can help these women who do have cancer. Okay? Thanks, guys, and enjoy.
It's awesome to see patients and even patients who maybe don't have the same conditions coming out and supporting each other. Because ultimately, we each have the individual human right to therapeutically as we see fit. Quite honestly, recreationally too. It's our bodies to do with what we want. And so we need to make sure that legislation does not continue to criminalize patients or the citizens of Texas. So thank you very much, Dawn, for sticking up and doing support for cancer patients. I'm going to go over some events that we did over the last month and a few that we have coming up real quick. August was a fun month. That kept a lot of people busy. But the best part was participating in the biggest ever one-day event in Austin, the Texas Pride Festival and Parade. They recorded 350,000 participants in both events. We had a booth at the festival, and we had great conversations with people. A lot of people signed up for the alerts, so we're really hoping to get a whole bunch more people active and involved for the legislative session. And then I don't know if y'all know what about the Austin Truth Car. You know, it's like the Canna Cop car rolling downtown. And we had it with like all the rainbow pot leaves ever made. It was really awesome. And there was a great response from the crowd. It was really good. So we're going to do it again next year. We're going to need to have a float committee, though, y'all. So let me know. Only serious applications, okay? Because it was awesome. We needed to have, you know, the whole trailer with the bumping music and like throwing the cannabis beads. It was amazing. We had a fun time. But also on a serious note, we went and participated at the mental health hearing for the Mental Health Select Committee up at the Capitol. And I put together packets for each of the 12 committee members, and we had a veteran representing PTSD and a patient trauma survivor representing PTSD. And we talked to the committee about cannabis and letting other people be helped. Why does our compassion need to end at epilepsy when there are other people that can definitely do good from the compassion of using this plant? So we went to the hearing, and it was a great success. We had positive feedback. Representative Moody is on that committee, and he always asks just the best questions, you guys. He's awesome. I really am glad that he's on such an important committee to have a reasonable, common sense voice, making sure that it's being heard. So Prohibition doesn't sleep. We can't either. That means that just because the ledge isn't in session doesn't mean that we aren't doing stuff. So every month we are facilitating different outings of doctors to the Capitol, patients to the Capitol. The next PACT meeting, Patient Alliance for Cannabis Therapeutics, is going to be on September 24th. And it's going to be up at the Capitol. You can find the event on the Patient Alliance for Cannabis Therapeutic Facebook group. And it's going to be focusing on lobbying to your legislators and preparing for that. So that's going to be going on September 24th. And then our next open meeting here is going to be a special open meeting. Not only will we have the voter's guide to give out to everybody, but we're actually going to also be holding a candidate forum. We've already got 4 candidates confirmed from House Districts 46, 48, and 49. We still have a few invitations out that we hope to hear back from, so there may be more, but that's awesome, and we're really looking forward to hearing directly from the candidates what their positions are, because Tad is resigning, or not resigning, he's not running again. And so it's important who takes his place and what the other opinions are of the representatives that, I mean, I'm sure most of you live in their districts, so it's super important that you come to that next meeting. And then also in October, we're going to have a traveling strategy meeting at the Catfish Parlor on October 11th. And all of these events you can find on our Facebook page or on our website. So I'm just going to give you a little rundown. And then on October 15th, we have a big veteran and medical marijuana conference. And it's going to be at the Capitol. It's going to be quite a few different panels. Let me give you the rundown. We're going to have 3 different veterans on a veteran and medical marijuana panel. We're going to have Rob Campia come and give us an overview of federal bills, initiatives, and laws. He's the executive director of MPP. We're going to have a legislative panel. It's going to have Heather Fazio from our coalition, myself, and our lobbyist, Randall. Then we're going to also have a legal panel. It's going to be Jamie Belasia, Jamie Spencer, and Mr. Charles Feldman are going to be on that panel. And then we're going to have a medical panel with Dr. Scott Beer, who's an ER doctor. We're going to have Dr. Lang, who is a neuropsychologist. And I am spacing on the last name. That's bad. I'll remember. I'm not going to make you wait while I try to remember. And then the keynote speaker is going to be Dean and Alexis Bortel of Team Alexis. It's going to be so great, you guys. I mean, did you just hear all the things that I said? That's awesome. And afterwards, Angela has been so kind as to let us have our after social here at Flamingo Cantina from 3 to 6. Thank you, Angela. And Flamingo. October 15th. Yes. It's a Saturday. Excuse me. And then on October 29th, we're going to have our annual members mixer. Raise your hand if you've been to a mixer. Then you know. If you just saw a hand raised and you haven't been, go ask someone. They're awesome events. They're for our members only. We hold them at a private location, and it's a private party so that we can just enjoy each other's company in a really comfortable, understanding cannabis environment. It's very nice to have like-minded people around you. We're going to have music by the Irie Samurai. He's going to be playing during the day from 4 to 7. And then we have the Texas KGB as our headliner at night. They are awesome, you guys. They played at the Willie event in March. It was really great. We're going to have food done by Hot Mamas. They have wonderful fusion cuisine, and they'll have gluten-free and vegan options for everybody, as well as like the best lamb ever. Oh, and that baklava tray she does. Can't even. So we're going to do the event a little bit different. Typically, we've just like done dinner and a costume contest. We're going to start it a little bit earlier and let everybody kind of come and get active if you want. It's a really beautiful location that we've got. So we're going to set up 3 holes of disc golf. We're going to have bocce ball, dominoes, card games, including Cards Against Humanity. So that should be fun. And then we are, of course, going to still do the costume contest. And we'll be doing best theme, best overall, and then a best group. And Austin Made Glass will be making those functional glass artwork pieces. So we just opened up ticket sales today. Make sure that you go on and get your tickets. It's going to be a really awesome event, so I'm looking forward to seeing y'all there. Gretchen really wants you to know that. All right, where's the comedy guy? There's the comedy guy. So after our meetings, we like to have a little levity. So if you'll please help me welcome Chad Fisher.
Thank you, Jax. She said the comedy guy. I have no other discernible qualities besides the comedy guy. Like the guy that we hope is going to make us laugh. You can usually tell when stand-up comedy is about to start because that's when everyone leaves the room. They're like, fuck this shit. I'm getting out of here. How's everybody feeling tonight? Let's make some noise. How we doing? We good? I'm high as shit right now. You're going to have to bear with me for a second. I smoke so much weed that I forget to smoke weed sometimes. I'm like, 6 o'clock? What am I doing sober? This is bullshit. Life is so much more dull when you're not high, you know? One of my friends came over today. He's like, he just had like a little mental breakdown. He couldn't handle work anymore, and he came over and chilled, and he's like, you know, smoking weed with you all day is so much better than going to work. I'm like, yeah, no shit, right? It's awesome. It's like, what else isn't? Everything is more fun when you're smoking weed, you know what I'm saying? Right? Yeah! I love smoking weed. Like I said, a big-time weed smoker. Love smoking weed. But one thing I hate is how the mainstream media portrays weed smokers, you know? I hate that shit. They always say on the mainstream news, you always hear them say, like, marijuana's a gateway drug. You know, marijuana's a gateway drug. The next step is just heroin. It's like, come on, that's bullshit. That pisses me off. We all know the next step is mushrooms, right? Come on. Get it twisted here. Jump right in the deep end, get our toes wet a little bit, right? Shit. I was just in Denver recently, and when I say recently, I mean like 7 years ago. Bear with me here. But when I was in Denver, I found out who's buying all the Jack Johnson albums when I was in Denver. Nothing but Jack Johnson and flannel T-shirts and that motherfucker. We're from Austin, like the hipster capital of the universe, right? There's certain places in Austin won't let you in without 2 different types of flannel on, a goofy ass mustache. No entry. No, everywhere in Denver, it's awesome. Everywhere in Denver smells like weed. As soon as I got off the plane, I smelled weed. I bought weed from a TSA agent. It was fucking awesome, man. It's fantastic. It's like one-stop shop. What's up? This is great. Like I said, I'm a big-time weed smoker. Love the smell of weed. Love the taste of weed. It's delicious. I'm a pothead. And you know you're a pothead when you smell a skunk and you think it smells good. Like, God damn, somebody got some dank in this motherfucker. Can I hit it just once? They're like, that's a skunk, Chad. I'm like, I don't care. Roll it up right now. Some papers in the glove compartment. There's a book in the back seat. I think, let's give me a round of applause. How many people think we should piss test politicians? Right? Right? I think, isn't that messed up? Politicians don't even have to take a drug test. But I think they should have to take a drug test for a completely different reason. I think they should have to take a drug test to make sure they're smoking weed. Shit. All right? Like, it says here all you have is cocaine and alcohol in your system, sir. Someone get this guy to a Fish concert, stat. Get him down to Flamingo Cantina, shit. It's funny, I love coming to Flamingo because I love smoking, I love the music, awesome music, Mile Mile coming up here in a minute. But it's great because, but I get a little spoiled when I come to Flamingo. I go to other bars and just think I can smoke weed openly and stuff, and they're like, you can't do that here, pal. Go on, so I'm like, oh shit, I thought we were at Flamingo where we can do whatever the hell we want. Not so much, right? Anybody voting? We got any voters in the audience? Yeah! That was like a dumb question. That's what this whole meeting is about. It's like, everyone get out and vote. Anybody voting for Hillary? We got any Hillary Clinton supporters in the audience? Boo! Hillary Clinton, this is funny. Did you guys see this a couple weeks ago? Hillary Clinton was campaigning in Harlem. And while she was in Harlem, she played dominoes. That's racist as shit, right? I was offended by that. Like, what's next, Hillary? You gonna sag your pants in the Bronx? You gonna buy an unregistered weapon on Chacon Street? We get it. You're gangster. Shit. I was in LA recently for a comedy festival a couple weeks ago. And while I was in LA, I realized how much I like being in LA because LA, I can be like as weird as I want to be and no one like looks twice at me, you know? I can just be as goofy as I choose and no one's even gonna bat an eye. Like if you ask someone in LA, like what's the weirdest thing you've seen since you've been living in LA? They'll tell you like the craziest shit ever, right? I asked these one friends, I'm like, what's the craziest thing you've seen in LA? They're like, well, one time I saw 2 homeless men shitting into each other's butts while the Santa Monica Police Department held them at gunpoint. I'm like, dang, that's messed up. It's nasty. What'd you do? They're like, well, I moved 2 seats down and continued to wait for the bus. What do you think I did? Got stuff to do. Whole Foods closed in like an hour, and I'll be damned if I'm going to Trader Joe's again. That's just not happening. Ladies and gentlemen, you ready to have some fun tonight? You guys ready for your next comedian? Make some noise. That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, the first comedian we're going to introduce this evening, a good friend of mine. He's performed here at Flamingo Cantina, performs all over Austin, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Josh Castro, everybody.
Which mic do I use? How y'all doing? Normal. How y'all doing? Doing all right? Awesome. Woo. I'm scared of weed, but not for the reasons you think. Like, you ever taste weed so good you could taste how it was smuggled? Because my weed tastes like shit. I don't know. I'm scared of weed because, I used to listen to hip hop, right? Or I still do. But back then they had this song with Nate Dogg and Dr. Dre. And yeah, you see, somebody already knew the song. At the end of the song, he goes, hey, smoke weed every day, right? I don't know about you, but Nate Dogg actually died of multiple strokes to the head at the age of 43. I'm not saying there's a correlation between smoking weed and getting strokes, but I don't know if I should smoke weed every day. I think I should just in moderation. You know what the song should have been at that end? Hey, check your blood pressure every day. All right. I love coming down to 6th Street and performing. I like to play this game called Hipster or Hobo. Can never smell the difference. I like to keep Austin weird by spreading weird rumors about Matthew McConaughey. I go to local businesses and I ask the people that are working there, is it true that Matthew McConaughey used to work here? Is it true that he used to work here? And just leave the staff confused. Everybody's in like, what? You know, come back a week later, ask the same question, except I get approached like this. No, sir, I'm sorry. Matthew McConaughey never used to work here. I don't know where you got this information from. And that's when I go, well, it'd be a lot cooler if he did. And I put my deuce sign and I just walk off. And if you didn't get that dazed and confused reference, that's all right, all right, all right. Womp, womp. Jesus. Tough crowd here, guys. I'm part Native American, part Mexican. I don't get offended when people say, do you get offended if you hear the team Redskins? I was like, no, not really, because it's not my tribe. And at the same time, I think we should actually embrace that diversity by making a Mexican-themed NFL. Can you imagine the Sacramento Sombreros, the Denver Day Laborers, the Pittsburgh Piñatas? All I'm asking is that we get on the map. That's all I'm saying. We just need to get on the map. I'm engaged to be married. Thank you. That's the response to exactly what I was looking for. Because it's only for tax purposes. And I'm kind of scared because I'm trying to think, you know, I got to keep it fresh in the bedroom, you know. I got to, you know, do something extra. Like my girlfriend, she likes to dress up as a French maid when we get intimate. except she's Hispanic, so she just looks like a regular maid to me, and I'm just like, oh yeah, baby, wash those dishes, scrub that floor. And I feel weird because when I hire Mexican maids to clear my house, I feel weird. I start helping them out, you know. Is this only right? That's where my brown guilt comes out. I loved the show Full House growing up. It was the only show that I can relate to with my family, because I grew up in a Mexican household, and Full House had all the uncles and aunts and all the tios and the tias and the grandmas in the back. I loved it. This is exactly how I thought it was going to be. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Give it up one more time for Josh Castro, everybody. Everybody, it just takes everybody a second to process the jokes, man. When they get home, they're going to be cracking up. They're like, fuck, that was funny. I just got it. I was in a marijuana-induced haze for an hour and a half. I can't remember what was said. Ladies and gentlemen, we got 2 more comics for you. Next guy, a very good friend of mine, performs all over town. He's up north at, what's the place called? Yeah, he's very well known across town. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Ben Rosillo, everybody.
Very, very well known. No one in here knows who the fuck I am at all. That's a good intro. I'll take it. By the way, me and Chad, we planned our outfits before this, just so you know. This isn't just a coincidence. We call each other up just like girls. So what are you wearing? I don't know. What are you wearing? Oh my God, what are we wearing? And here we are. We got these black shirts. Mine doesn't even fit me right. I realize I'm getting like this dad bod thing going on. You see this shit happening? This is what happens. It's just real. You have a baby and this shit just... Then it looks like you're the one that's having the baby after a while. I don't know. Getting all fat and shit. People say, oh, Ben, were you becoming like a hipster since you moved to Austin? Like all these tight clothes? Like, no, just became a dad. Now I'm getting fat. That's it. Not a fucking dirty-ass hipster. Dad bod's in now, though, so that's cool, right? Women are like digging the dad bod. Woo! Yeah, dad bod's hot. Well, that's just some real shitty timing, isn't it? I have a baby and I get a girlfriend, I get fat. Now girls want to fuck me? How many divorces is this shit going to cause over the next 10 years? Back in the day when I used to pick up women, used to suck it in, you know? Like have walk by, yep, how's it going? Yeah, baby. Yeah, right? You want this? Now girls walk by, you got to be all like fucking, yo. This is what's hot now, right? Is this the shit right here? Lift up my gut to get to my dick? Is this what you're looking for? All right. Whatever. I don't give a shit. I'm still sticking it in. I don't care. I'll be fat, skinny, however the fuck you want it. Let me know. My timing is impeccable. I don't know. It's nice to be here, everybody. It's nice to come here and just see all the characters and just look around and see the reason why weed isn't legal. Why can't you just be a normal person? It says it right there. Fucking normal. That's why weed's illegal, because the only people that vote are old. They go to vote and they're like, make weed legal. And they think of some dude with his shirt off, with his dreadlocks on, with his fucking Jenko jeans flapping in the wind, like, fuck you, I'm not voting for you, motherfucker. No. Weed's illegal. Wait a second, by the way, weed's illegal? I didn't know weed was illegal. I just go and I buy it and then I just smoke it all day. What's the fucking problem? Just go buy weed, go home, smoke it, and no one will do anything to you, I promise. You'll be fine. Everybody just all fucking paranoid. Fucking smoking too much of that shit all the time. Oh, just smoke weed, be a normal person. You don't gotta fucking be all festive all the time. You know, I like to drink rum, but I don't dress up like a fucking pirate because of it. Fucking hanging up Captain Morgan posters on my wall. I like smoking cigarettes, man. Hang up this tobacco leaf in my college dorm room. Woo! Plus, don't you understand that making weed legal is just going to put all of your drug dealer friends back to work at McDonald's? We don't want that, do we? Your buddy's living the good life right now, selling you that weed, you go over, he's always on his couch. Now he's got to get up, get a job when it becomes legal. That's not cool. I was hanging out with my drug dealer the other day. He's like, yeah, man, can't wait till weed's legal. I don't know about that. I think you can. You're going to be over at Home fucking Depot selling tiles, buddy. I don't know. Woo! That's a drug dealer right there. How much you charging? You guys are a fun, lively bunch. Yeah, so tomorrow's a big day for me, going to get my car inspected and get an STD test. Yeah, just getting it all out of the way, you know? Overall, I just hope that the damage isn't irreversible and whatever it is costs less than $100 to fix. Hey, you know what I discovered through this whole thing, though? You know you're poor when you'd rather hear you have herpes and find out your transmission shit the bed. Because you can always lie about having herpes. But if your car's in the shop, you're not going on any dates. Hey, how come people don't have inspection stickers? That'd be nice, huh? Take someone home on a Wednesday night after the normal meeting. Hey, pull your pants down, buddy. See what's going on here. 2009? $2009? You're a dirty ass motherfucker. I can smell somebody's pussy right now, actually, now that I think about it. Who is that? Is that one person or is this just everybody's junk all combined together? I can't tell. It's hot in here, man. You know that. It's just pure chemistry, you know? It gets warm, the smells really start to come out, you know? It's been hot. I'm so glad the summer's over. I actually was driving down the road the other day and I saw some old homeless lady on the street corner just wafting her dress out. She was just fucking just, whoo. You know? You can't make this shit up. I'm serious. I was driving down the road like trying to look. Like I wasn't trying to look like at her junk. Junk, that's the appropriate word here, isn't it? Junk? That's not junk. I don't know what is. That's just guys. Okay. That's good. Stuff? Woman stuff? Well, it's a homeless lady, so the joke is that it's junk. Do you get it? Thanks. Thanks for your contribution to my shitty jokes. I appreciate it. Whatever. You guys support homelessness here at Normal? Fuck no. We need all our money for weed. Hell no. Supporting local comedy, that's as close as you come to supporting homelessness. This is the stage before homelessness, if you think about it. Like literally, this is the stage before homelessness. This is where we work our chops out, yelling outrageous things to people in public. By the way, does anybody have a cigarette I could bum off of them after the show? Anyone? Yeah, we smoke weed. I don't know. I smoke weed too, so it's hard for me to support homelessness. Need my money for weed. Homeless people come up and ask me for change. I say, sorry, I need money so I don't end up homeless. That just makes sense to me. I mean, come on, they're asking you for money, but at the same time presenting to you a very good reason as to why you might just want to hang on to it. It's like, hey man, can I get 25 cents? It's like, oh dude, I really want to help you out this time, but you know what? Now that I think about it, you're kind of scaring the crap out of me. I think I'm just going to go my own way, turn around, fuck this. I don't know. Homeless people. Actually, I do give money to homeless people. I'm just kidding. Actually, before I came to the show tonight, I was out giving homeless people money for like the last 3 hours. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was. Even gave one guy $20. But you know when you go out and give homeless people money all night and then none of them come back with your crack? All right, that's enough of me. Thank you guys. Have a nice normal time. Go weed, man. Go weed.
Miracillo, everybody. Make that noise. I think clapping is so much more loud, though, but, you know, you want to save the energy. I got one more comic for you guys this evening. Very good friend of mine. Just performed last night at the Gatsby. Also opened for Martha Kelly from FX's Baskets last week. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Coy Hopper.
It's like no crack jokes, man, only weed jokes. They're all like, boo! If he had been giving him money for weed, then I would have understood then. Then I would have laughed at that joke. It's like whenever I did this show, there was like, do you have any weed jokes? Like as if y'all don't have any other interests other than weed. I'm like, well, surely y'all like to laugh at other things too. You can be high if you want. Unfortunately, right now I am strangely not high at all. I'm sober, so I don't know how well I'll do. But did anyone watch a lot of college football this weekend? Did anyone watch college football? Did you watch college football? Man, fuck you. I'm so sick of this city, man. This city used to be a mecca of fucking college football. It has the most lucrative program in terms of like profit margin in the country. And for some reason, everywhere I go, no one like watches college football, and I can't talk to anyone about it. I literally have to come up on stage and start making you listen to me talk about college football so I can talk about college football. And then you even had the gall to tell me to go fuck myself for saying college football. Yeah, you keep your ears perked. No, it's, Texas Longhorns. Y'all didn't even watch that game? All right, so yeah, you watched that game. And it was what? It was awesome? How did it suck? Oh, Jesus Christ. It's like Modern Housewives Marathon. Labor Day is on right now. We gotta watch that show. It's fake and stuff. It's like, well, this is actually a battle of the gridiron right now in front of 100,000 people where no one is drinking or anything until after it. Dude, your whole economy goes up in this town when Texas wins. You should really be rooting for them a lot more than watching Modern Housewives again. But no, it's funny because when I was a kid, I remember I went to the A&M Texas game a couple times. And I remember being when I was 10 and Texas beat A&M. And in the parking lot on the way out of the stadium, all the Texas fans are just going, poor Aggies, poor Aggies. They're all chanting this, right? And I'm 10, so I'm like, it's so crazy to me. And what the craziest thing is all of the Aggie fans, grown men and women with children, are literally walking down with their heads down like, yeah, I know. Like, they've never met anybody on the field. They had nothing to do with anything. And they're just like, you're right. Like a little girl, like the daughter, she's like, Mommy, why do they keep screaming at us that we're poor Aggies when we have like a really good job and a car and everything? And be like, because we didn't earn it tonight, honey. We're poor Aggies, and they're right. They're right. Just be quiet. Don't respond. I mean, they were like the whole way, poor Aggies, like the whole way to their car. So like families of children and stuff. Little kids just think they're poor like their whole life. Till they're like 8 or 9. They're like, I remember thinking that we were poor. No, but yeah, did y'all see that game? So in the Texas game, it was always cracked me up that commentator kept on trying to live it up, you know? He'd be like, the 18-wheeler Packers running on through on down. Every time Swoops would get the ball. And then when they blocked that extra point, ran it back for 2, they were like, he goes, whoa, I have never seen a game be tied in this fashion. Welcome back, 2016 college football here on ABC. It's like, dude, you think you're selling a little too hard? You're stating a little things too obvious here. No, my favorite all-time commentary was this guy, Brent Musburger. Y'all remember that guy? He's still around. Brent Musburger, Kirk Herbstreit. Brent Musburger this actually happened a few years ago, the championship game between Notre Dame and Alabama, where he went all off on this hot chick in the stands. There was a quarterback's girlfriend. But basically what happened is he was sitting there, and the camera just shows this chick on the TV, and he's like, you see right there, Herbie, that's the girlfriend of Tyler Watts, the Alabama quarterback, and whoa, Nelly, she's a beautiful woman, Herbie. Just look at her, Herbie. Look at the way the stadium lights her earrings like an angel. You know what I do to her, Herbie? I'll tell you what I do to her, Herbie. I'd get a hotel room, and I'd take her, and I'd make sure there was a table, and I'd put her down on the table, Herbie, lay her down. Then I'd walk up to her real slow with a big fat cucumber, Herbie, the biggest, gnarliest cucumber you could buy. And I'd go up to her real slow with that cucumber, and I'd take it, and then I'd Cut it up into little pieces, Herbie. Put it on a salad and feed it to her. She's a beautiful lady, Herbie. Beautiful ladies use salads to keep their figure. Then I take 2 of the cucumber slices and keep them in my pocket. Then I'd put a bunch of green goo on her face and put them on her eyes and say, "You're a princess. You deserve it." First and 10, Alabama from the first time. That's a true story. That actually happened. Look that up. Anyway, that's really all I plan to do. But apparently, since you don't watch football, you have no frame of reference who Brent Musburger is, so. Or that happened with the chick and the hot chick or anything. But anyways, thanks for having me. Hope your normal meeting goes really well. I hope it's over. We'll hope the band plays. They're going to kill. They always do. I've been Coy Hopper. Thanks so much.
Coy Hopper, everybody. I'm like, hey, Coy, can you do the normal show? You got some topical material? He's like, yeah, man, I've been working on this college football joke. I can fucking tell. This is really going to slay him. You just had like this personal vendetta against college football. She's like, I've been waiting for someone to talk about college football. It sucks. I hate it. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for all the comedians you've seen tonight. Yes. Yes. It's great. Quick announcement. The normal merch table is going to be open for another 15 minutes. So if you want to get some normal gear, make sure you head down to the table. It closes here in 15 minutes. And stick around. We got the Mau Mau Chaplains coming up next. Appreciate you guys. We'll be here next month. Have a good night and get home safe. Thank you. Peace out.